All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are going to tackle one of the most important and, let's be real, one of the most intimidating documents in all of real estate, the California Residential Purchase Agreement. You'll hear people call it the RPA.
So if you're thinking about buying a home in the Golden State, you already know that feeling, right? It's this wild mix of pure excitement and, honestly, a little bit of terror. It's a huge, huge step, and the paperwork can feel like this giant mountain you have to climb.
But here's the good news. Climbing that mountain really just starts with understanding one single document. This thing is the absolute blueprint for your entire home purchase. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify it together.
We've broken it all down into 5 simple parts. First, we'll look at the agreement itself, your blueprint. Then, we'll get into crafting a winning offer. After that, we'll talk about your safety nets, which are called contingencies. Then, what the seller has to tell you. And finally, the best part, closing the deal.
Think of this as your personal journey through the contract. We're going to follow these 5 steps, and by the end, you'll feel way more confident on the path to getting those keys.
So, what is this thing really? Well, the RPA isn't just a big old stack of pages you have to sign. Nope. It's a carefully designed, legally binding contract that's built to protect both you, the buyer, and the seller. It makes sure everybody is on the exact same page.
You know, this is such a great way to think about it. Forget all the dense legal jargon for a second. The RPA is really just the script for your home buying story. It lays out who does what, when they do it, and exactly how the story ends.
Okay, now we get to the really exciting part, actually crafting your offer. This is where you get to be in the driver's seat. You define the terms for how you want to buy this house.
And listen, this is about so much more than just the price. You're also going to lay out how you're financing it. Is it all cash or are you getting a loan? You'll propose a closing date. You'll even get into the nitty-gritty of who pays for things like escrow fees or title insurance. Every single one of these is a key part of your offer.
And here's a classic question the contract totally clears up. What actually comes with the house? The rule of thumb is pretty simple. If it's bolted down, screwed in, or otherwise permanently attached, we're talking light fixtures, built-in appliances, it stays. The seller's awesome mid-century couch, that goes, unless you specifically write it into the agreement.
Okay, you're going to want to pay close attention to this next part, because it is absolutely crucial for your peace of mind. Let's talk about contingencies. I want you to think of these as your official, built-in escape hatches. They are powerful tools that protect you and your deposit. So what does that actually mean? A contingency is just a condition that has to be met for the deal to move forward. The most common ones are your home inspection, the bank's appraisal, and your final loan approval. So if the inspection turns up a huge problem or your loan falls through, a contingency lets you walk away without losing your earnest money deposit.
It's basically the contract giving you a designated timeout period. By default, it's usually 17 days in California to do all your homework. It's your chance to really kick the tires and look under the hood to make sure this massive investment is a good one before you are 100% locked in.
Now, this whole thing isn't a one-way street. The contract doesn't just put responsibilities on you. The seller has some major obligations too, especially here in California. They are legally required to tell you everything they know about the property, warts and all. And you're going to get a pretty thick stack of these disclosure documents. It's all about transparency. The big one is called the Transfer Disclosure Statement, or TDS, where sellers have to list any known issues. But man, it gets specific. You'll learn about everything from potential lead-based paint to whether the home is in a high fire risk zone and even where the nearest gas pipelines are. It's your job to review it all.
Okay, now here is a part of the contract that catches so many buyers by surprise. In some situations, you, the buyer, could be responsible for holding back some of the sales price to pay for taxes. It all depends on who the seller is.
Under a federal law called FIRPTA, if the seller is considered a foreign person, you might have to withhold a hefty 15% of the gross sales price.
And then California has its own rule for some out-of-state sellers, which comes in at 3 1/3%. Now don't panic, your escrow company handles all the details, but it's a surprising responsibility that's written right into the contract you sign.
All right, take a deep breath. You've made it through inspections, your loan is good to go, all the contingencies have been removed. You are officially in the home stretch. This last part is all about making the transfer official.
The big moment everyone's been waiting for is what's called the close of escrow. This is it. It's the official finish line. It is the exact moment the county records the new deed with your name on it, the seller gets their money, and you, my friend, are a homeowner.
And getting across that finish line just involves a few final, simple steps. You'll do a final walkthrough of the house to make sure it's in the same condition as when you first made your offer. Escrow will finalize who owes what for things like property taxes. And then the title officially gets transferred and recorded.
And all along the way, that same residential purchase agreement we've been talking about is the master instruction manual for this whole process. It guides the neutral third party, that's the escrow holder, to make sure every single condition has been met before that property changes hands. It's the engine that drives the whole deal to a successful close.
So you see, that massive, daunting document is really just a logical roadmap. It's there to define the deal, protect you with some serious safety nets, make sure everything's transparent, and guide you all the way to the very end. The only real question left is, are you feeling ready to confidently start your journey?